Hey guys, just Gadamu here, and today we're reviewing the Golden Maple brand game color set. Acrylic colors for fantasy and war game figures, 16 colors. Got a lot of colors here, and it's not too shabby. I've already tested it out on one thing. They said it's quick drying, and I painted this maybe 10-ish minutes ago, and it looks like it's already dry, so I'm pretty excited about that. Got some other things here to paint. This is quite handy for me because I was getting everything at Hobbytown USA in the big city, which is about an hour away. I live in a small rural area, and they closed. Guy who owned it retired, and they sold the business. Didn't sell it, but just closed out, and so it's all gone. It's all gone. I needed a place to get paint. These remind me a lot of the Vallejo shape of the containers, and Vallejo brand's a brand I like, so gonna see if Golden Maple can hold up. Got some 3D printed pill boxes. This is the original, and I stretched them out and made them longer like this. I gave it these wide doors just by basically duplicating the length of the thing. This is a 3D printed ground type GM Gundam MSAA action figure, top half. I just try some detail painting on that. And this is a G.I. Joe playset that I 3D printed in a Micro Machine type scale. So let's get the camera set up and see about doing some painting. Hopefully I can supply well enough with the camera. A good viewpoint for you guys. Got some new brushes to help me with this project. This is a good one. This is what I painted here with. And like I said, that's dried out pretty quick. I still got some black paint on here, so we'll keep trying that. So things about this paint, it's supposed to be quick drying, and I think that's the case from what I've seen, which I was excited. At first I was like, I don't know, is it really quick drying? But I think so. It's supposed to go on really smooth, and that has also been my experience. Nothing real clumpy or, difficult to speak of. Enjoy smooth painting. Painting is actually not one of my favorite things in the world, mostly because it tends to scratch off from action figures. But there's other things like 3D printed parts that actually generally hold paint a bit better. And it would be prohibitively expensive to print. Not prohibitively, but you could make the 3D printer make these insides of the pillboxes black, but there's purge between colors. So you would have to lose a bunch of plastic just to accomplish that. This is obviously something pretty easy to paint here. I apologize, I can't see super well, but yeah, so it's wet. I'll just let that dry. Wash out my paintbrush. This playset is something I've been looking forward to, and I think blue is going to look pretty good for the glass on this building. The windows, dark blue is what we got. Always shake my paint first. Dab onto this disposable plate. The paint seems to go a long ways, so I'm pretty excited about that. Let's see about a detail brush. Nice little detail brush here. Wet. Cannon comes off. Actually, I need to put some black inside the cannon. So let's see. Not going to be a good fit? I think so. Shouldn't have put water in there though. That was not my best move. Let's see about getting some black inside there. Always different to do something while you're filming it and trying to make sure other people can see what in the world you're doing. Steady hands. Steady. Shout out to one of my friends in the UK. Used to do stop motion animation. He ended up not being able to continue doing it because he got shaky hands from some kind of medical thing. And I really enjoyed his stop motions. I always think to myself, I don't want to wait too long to get back into stop motion. I don't want to lose my ability. Oh yeah, that looks good. I mean to put some magnets in there maybe, just to hold that on, keep it turning. This thing straight up looks like a Micro Machines playset. I'm gonna drop some of these in there too, you know. I'm definitely gonna, after I'm done filming, paint the rest of these. So this one is still drying. You can see it's already starting to dry in some places. So I think you can. It's changed. So it really is quick drying paint, and I appreciate that. Next, I'm gonna try painting these windows blue. See how that goes. It's supposed to be pretty good for detail painting, and so far so good for me. Like, I am enjoying the detail painting that I'm doing so far. I am actually pretty happy with this paint. It's also able to be used for airbrushing. You just need to water it down a bit with an alcohol solution, 1:1 ratio, 1.5 ratio. Now the real test, supposedly if you make mistakes, you can just wipe it off with water pretty easily. And I'm curious to see how that works. Though, to be fair, 3D printing has layers, so it may not wipe off as easily as it would other things, because really we're talking about wipe out of layer lines. Let's over into the smidge here. And actually, yeah, that seems to be working. Looks like we got a little bit off here too. Always the hard part with painting. Staying inside the lines. Coloring inside the lines. Always. So far, I think the window looks pretty good. Painting does not have to be perfect. I realize that, like, most people who paint things immaculately, they paint the whole thing and not just the details. That way, when something zags when it should have zigged, they just repaint over it with, the main body color. But I work several jobs, so detail painting it is for me. That's what I'm going for. Brush went kind of awry right there. But it might be all right. This was a test model anyways. Like, I've been looking for things that I could 3D print and maybe sell in my eBay store that aren't, licensed specifically, where you need a specific license to sell it. And Micro Machines is something I always loved. And so I saw this play set on Thingiverse, and I was like, okay, that looks like a Micro Machines play set. I need to go get that printed. I think things wash off pretty well with water. I'm really impressed by that, because when I read that in their description, I was like, we'll see. I'm pretty happy. It's also non-toxic. Means if you get it in your mouth or something horrible, stick the wrong end of the paintbrush in your mouth. You're trying to hold it. You won't die. Already, this model is looking a lot better. Probably need to paint these doors too. I can't wait to learn 3D design one of these days and be able to do so much more. There's a bunch of other colors here. I probably should have covered that early on. There is Ironclad Gray, Bright Gold, Silver, we're using the black, Fortress Gray, Beastly Tan, Viper Skin, Copper Skin, Pure White, Bright Yellow, Hot Orange, Ruby Red, Dark Green, Green, Beige, and the Dark Blue that you've seen. I don't have enough time to review every single color, but overall, this paint seems to do everything that they said it does. It dries quickly. Look, this is most of the way dry, and this video has been about 10 minutes long. So give about 10-minute dry time. Your paint's gonna dry. This is a 1 layer on there, and it looks great, as does this one. And this is 1 layer too, and it's already starting to dry. So I am very happy with Golden Maple paints, for real. Make sure to check out the link down below in the more info area. I think these guys are worth purchasing from. Seriously, because I hate waiting for paint to dry, and this stuff seems to dry pretty quick. It's easy to clean, and yeah, just very, very happy. Thank you, Golden Maple, for sponsoring this review. Guys, please check them out, and I'll see you guys next time.